Hey everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Ngatikata Unu First Nations people and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Sorry that I stumbled on that. The Zealand First Nations language is quite sharp and pointy compared to the Australian, so I do struggle with the spikes in the language, whereas the Australian First Nations language is very, very smooth. So I do apologise for that. Entertainment only. Yes, I am sitting in front of the fire. Yes, it is the middle of summer in New Zealand. Snow on the desert roads, snow on the mountain tops. Uh, it's crazy, crazy weather. Okay, what I want to have a look at. Goodness me, where do I start? I've got so many notes on here. I didn't do notice that news has come out. Musk on X is absolutely turning on Farage and turning on Starmer as well, demanding that King Charles step up and seize power as a monarch. Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way in the UK, in the Commonwealth. I hate to tell you, Elon. But I read forever, ever ago that Elon Musk is very much about world domination. He wants to be emperor of the world. So it's almost like okay, thank you. What I just got is he can feel it slipping away from him. So he's getting more desperate, is what I've got there. Okay, I'll try not to waffle too much in this particular reading. I do want to acknowledge I've been listening to Jennifer Lisa Vest, Dreaming Woman, absolutely fabulous for last time at night before you go to sleep if you're having troubles sleeping at night. But when I'm talking about Elon, he's going to have to defend himself, but he can feel the end coming. He can feel his bid for emperor of the world, world domination is slipping away from him. I did notice, I'm just going to say, ignore dates. Things are happening as they're meant to. My guides never actually give me dates. It's very frustrating. But I get reminded regularly that there is no clock or calendar in the universal energies. Some readers seem to be able to manage to get timelines. I never have. And even when I put it down to the solstice to try and say before or after the mid-year solstice, I still get, yeah, before or after. But they don't tell me when, like what year. Could be this year, could be 3 years' time. My guides, they always tell me things happen when they are meant to. And I've got the Biden card here. Had this image the other day of literally standing on the end of a cliff as I was trying to go to sleep, going, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? And I think what's happening is the trolls had been getting at me that particular day. Look, if this is not your jam, fine, go and find your jam. Don't bother coming at me with accusations of me being wrong. A lot of the stuff you accuse me of being wrong about has not yet played out. So give it time, and in the future we'll come back and discuss it again. But just, it's not your jam. Don't bother. Just move along, because this community is fabulous. We are fabulous. We come from a place of love, of compassion, of empathy, of sharing, of heart space, and there is no room for hate or ugliness in this community. Okay, what I want to have a look at, I don't care what your background is. If you come from a place of division and hate and ugliness, this is not for you. So, see ya. Okay, entertainment only. What do I want to have a look at? Oh, goodness me, where do I start? So, about the dates. Don't worry about the dates. And I posted that about 3 days ago. I noticed since then, Rosie's been on a couple of times and said, don't worry about the dates. And I noticed Denise Knight from Denise Knight Divination, when she was reading yesterday, also had a card that was very specific about don't worry about the dates. So what I want to have a look at in this particular reading is, where do I go? I want to have a look at the New Orleans attacker, not the attacker himself. So both the New Orleans and Las Vegas actions were undertaken by US citizens. One was a veteran, one was a serving member, both special forces, I believe, both out of what was previously known as Fort Bragg, but it has been renamed. Both had served in Afghanistan. What I want to just have a quick look at is with the New Orleans guy. Interestingly enough, both previous Trump supporters that appear to have become very disillusioned, both using, I believe, Cybertruck, Tesla's Cybertrucks. The New Orleans guy was also using Meta glasses to record, etc. But what I'm really interested in is the computers and phones that were retrieved. So the New Orleans guy was staying at an Airbnb, had booked an Airbnb. There was apparently incendiary equipment found at the Airbnb. It had been set on fire. There were computers, and we call them mobile phones. I think other countries call them cell phones. Retrieved. The fire was put out, and they were retrieved. And I'm really getting the feel that they weren't meant to be retrieved. So I just want to have a look. What are they going to find on the computers and phones? And something's flung out there. I'll just put that down. What are they going to? Is there anything bigger picture that is going to be found on this equipment? Come on down. Sorry about 7 minutes of waffling. Well, it's very much collective awakening, wake up call. I've always said that the timeline for things to happen is dependent on enough of the Trump supporters, MAGA supporters, etc., waking up, and it needs to come from within. So you'll notice on mainstream media, especially on Fox Entertainment, there's not a lot being reported about the executive orders that Biden did, about visits by various far-right extremists to Mar-a-Lago. I believe the Italian Prime Minister visited, sort of snuck in and snuck out again, although there were photographs taken and she did publicise it after the event. But yeah, this wake-up call happening, this collective awakening, a FAFO, a faith FAFO, or however you like to pronounce it. F around and find out. And it has to come from within the ranks. Challenge being the higher authorities, 2 major arcana to start with, about the government. Not the current government, about the supposedly incoming government. There's just this real wake up about the incoming government. On the base, we've got money changing hands here. So this is interesting. On the base, we've got the fading relationships, the falling out of love. Hope you can see that. That's the fading misogynistic masculine as we are coming into a feminine energy. Now, feminine doesn't necessarily mean female. It simply means, other major arcana, it simply means compassion, empathy, community, caring, understanding, a softer energy. Now, what has been happening in the past is, I'm just going to say, there's been this deriding of this feminine energy. The attacking of female light workers is a perfect example. Attacking the voice of women to, and you find this coming out. Trump also, when he put out that post about on Untruth Social about women who make false accusations should go to jail or something along those lines. It's an attempt to diminish the power of the female voice so that it becomes, when the female voice speaks up, it is considered, gosh, I had the perfect word for it and now the word's gone, but not subservient, more that it's to be disregarded. Okay, 3 major arcana. So I am asking about what's going to be found on this guy's in the past. Sure. So what have we got there? 4 major arcana straight up. 5. 5 major arcana for the here and now. A collective awakening, a call to arms about the incoming government, about the fading of the masculine, the misogynistic masculine power. In the past, now is this Russia or is this an awakening to there is enough for all? There is a Musk, even if he made no more money ever, and he spent $1 million a day, it would take him 200 and something years to spend his money. A realization that there is enough for all. It's also my Russia card though, so I'm wondering if there was some Russian manipulation here, because on the bottom I've got money changing hands. Now, I'm not saying this guy took, okay, yes, I potentially am. The New Orleans. I'm wondering if there is payment involved here, because here we've got the immediate future. Big money, oligarchical money. Huge announcement in regards to this coming forward externally, internally. Heartbreak, loss, despair, betrayal, treason. The win at any cost, the abuse of power, the steal, mercenary actions, being paid for what you do, the truth comes out. We've got just confusion, delusion, confusion, smoke and mirrors. We've got the Emerald Emperor here and downfall. Far out. National security, the Emperor, the nightmare situation about deals done in the quiet corners with the devil. This has actually gone that they don't want coming out. 4 of Pentacles, they don't want coming out. Okay, money changing hands, international. It's also my voter stealing, the election stealing, but from international. Rocky ground that it's on, but we've then got a new start. An emotional support. Secrets coming to the surface. We've got Harris, we've got Justice. Okay, I didn't think this was going to go down this path, but I've got to go where my cards take me. Was this man paid? Was he paid to do this? Was he paid to take this action? Oh, gosh, I would. Okay. Was he paid to take this action? Information about money coming forward? I'm going to say yes. female figure bringing forward this information. Again, it might be the DNI Avril Haines. We've got the fading misogyny, manipulating, and it's a burdensome message. Or is it because the faded misogyny, ergo the Emerald Emperor or the Emerald King, finding his message too unwieldy that he's trying to get through? Oh, harsh truth coming forward, throwing under the bus, and then moving on from the losses. We've got the steel, but this is just one segment of information. On the base, we've got the oligarchs. Okay, Trump is making noises about, I gather, when he was sadly president, he will be declared illegitimate at some stage in regards to his 2016. About declaring wasn't it a state of emergency, where basically the federal government takes over control of everything? Was this a tap? I'm going to say there's going to be more. Just be aware. But was this? I don't feel the Las Vegas one was, but the New Orleans, was this? I hate to say it. Gosh, this is a rabbit hole and a half. Was this New Orleans attack part of and I'm not going to say Trump's plan because Trump's not smart enough to come up with this plan, a plan, what have I got there? Something unexpected out of left field in regards to the steel. Now, you got to remember, this is a guy wanting to be inaugurated early. Has said it on multiple occasions. Is this part of, I'll just pop those back in. Was this New Orleans attack part of a plan so that a immediate declaration of a state of emergency can be made? Thank you. I've got a couple of cards. Yep. This is in regards to the elections. Oh, we got whistleblower on the bottom here. Investigation, shining a light on the snake in the path. Downfall, Homeland Security, and it's all comes back to the Emperor. I'm going to say yes. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I just want to scream. I'm going to say yes. It was. The house, the Airbnb what I'm getting was meant to blow up. The computer, the electronics were supposed to be destroyed, but they weren't. And I think this is why there's this sense of desperation that we're getting from the likes of Musk and those behind the scenes. I'm going to leave that there. That's just gone somewhere wild for me that I was not expecting. Let's see how it plays. Love to you all. Take care.